Just understand, okay? Okay, so let's understand now. Till now we understand static stuff, how to call. So let's go non-static. So how can we create a non-static variables, non-static methods? So non-static, or we can call them instance also, non-static members. So take the main method, click on finish. Right? I'm going to create everything non-static only. How to declare non-static variables? Variables where you can declare non-static variables above the methods, below the class.
Below the class.
That's the thumb rules. These are all. You don't need to struggle also. So what is the syntax? Can you tell me, anyone? What is the non-static variable syntax?
Access modifier, data type, variable name.
Excellent. Okay, good. Access modifier, data type,
Variable
name equal to value.
value.
That's it. Say I'm following this with this formula. I can derive 4 variables. I'll declare all 4 access modifier I want to use. I want to show you 4 access modifier you can use on the variables. So first I'll declare private. I'll take again character, okay? Char C equal to small a. This time I'm taking small a. Then protected float F1 equal to 5.5 capital F. So default, I'm going to use a default. Okay, so let me use default means access modifier place. You should not use any one, right? Any key.
Blank.
So then directly start with the data type. So start with the data type. So int x equal to 15. So public double d equal to 20.45. So this is how I just created the data. This all have a data. So this data I want to use in my methods. So all this data I'm going to use inside my methods. This is the data. Data will store in the variables. C is a variable. F1 is a variable. See, if you don't know what is a variable here, if you don't know what is a variable, just follow the formula. Above formula, see that. Each word you see, first private keyword is the access modifier. Then data type is a character. So variable name is C. So assignment operator value is, if you remember this formula, easy to map. So what is what? You will easily catch that. That is what I'm telling here also. Also, you don't need to struggle. Access modifier, no keyword is there. No modifier keyword means that's a default. So because this declaration is above the methods, below the class without static keyword. So that kind of variable is called non-static variable. So non-static variable is, this is the default access modifier we use it. So this X I can use in this package in any class. That's a default permission, the scope. So private, same class only can use. And protected, you can use in this package any class. Outside package also possible if you apply inheritance for this class. You have to make this class as a parent for other classes where you want to call this protected variable. Here you can call, if you make this class as a parent class, the extends keyword you have to use. That's called inheritance. Inheriting means what? Inherit. The English meaning you know, right? You can use your parent properties. Okay. This is the parent, and the child class can call this parent properties. Parent members, child class can call. Just you correlate with the real scenarios, that's it. And the coding also going to be very easy. Now, I want to make first my method, non-static method. Variables are done. I'm going for the non-static method. What is a non-static method? With void without parameters. Non-static method syntax with void without parameters. So what is that? What is the syntax?
Access modifier.
Access modifier.
Access modifier. Method name. Access modifier void method name.
Void method name. Parenthesis.
Parenthesis. Logic.
And curly bracket ends. You have to end. You're missing that point. See, follow this. Follow this. You are not following the syntaxes. That's where the problem is coming. See, you are giving every place method of space. See, method is one word. Then there is no space. Method name after no space. You should not give spaces here. Here no space. Then curly bracket. This end curly bracket you are missing always. Why you are not following this syntaxes? And this syntaxes, if you follow, easy. The access modifier I will use private. Then what is the access modifier after next? What is the next? What is the next keyword in this line? 14th line of access modifier. Void. So write void. Void after what is the next keyword? Method name I have to write. So what method I am developing? So I'm going to develop. I'll play around with the characters. So this character is there, right? I'm going to play around with this character. So let's play around with this character. So char demo. So I'm going to put a character demo. That's my method name. Then parenthesis I have written. Then parenthesis after what is the next? Curly bracket. Press enter key, end curly bracket, you will get automatically. You don't need to struggle. See, this is framed. And end curly bracket also you got it. This is the one pair. See. So I'm going to write. So you have to put double quotations in the parenthesis inside. You want to print something. So learning about char data type. So just write what you want in the characters, a group of characters, a group of words in double quotations. Right? Then that statement is over. Move to the next. Okay. Now I want to get B in another variable I want to store. See, I'm going to declare a data type local variables. Variable name equal to expression or value. Expression or value, both are same. So data type. So once I'm going to add C plus 1. C plus 1 means C. C plus 1 is an expression, right? C plus 1 is an expression. But what data it is returning? It is returning. I want a character, another character I want B character. That's why A plus 1 I added. So char C1 equal to C plus 1. Is it following this local variable syntax or not? See, data type is character. So variable name is C1 and equal to what it will do? Right side value will be copied to C1 variable. That's this is a declaration and a variable. Now, this is the one type mismatch. Why type mismatch here? Read carefully. Type mismatch cannot convert from int to character. Now, this is the integer it is giving. I told you very clearly. Today Sridev also explained. The character is participating in the mathematical operations. The ASCII code of this is small a. What is the ASCII code of small a?
65.
No.
95,
60.
96, sir, 96.
97.
7. Okay.
Sorry, 96.
Oh, small a.
Capital A is 65. But small a ASCII code is 97. So the 97. Now what is the output you will get here? What is this output?
98 we will get.
98.
98 you will get it. So 98 is the number, but we are assigning to character. So 98 is the integer number, right? 98 is the integer number. Am I right or not? 98 is the integer number. C is a 97 plus 1. I'm getting the 98 output. But 98 is the integer. But you assigned for what data type? Character. But character is a lower case. So lower memory size, right? This is the 32-bit memory size. And this is the character. What is the memory size?
16-bit.
16-bit. So 32-bit will fit in the 16-bit. Is it possible?
No.
Then what you need to do? You have to do typecast. You convert the
Typecasting.
integer also character. So if you convert the integer into character, you do just typecast it. So you add cast to character. See now what will happen? So this expression, you converted entire thing into character. 98 related character. That is small b. So now small b will store in the C1. That's it. Okay. Is this clear for everyone? How you got C1 contains now small b. C plus 1 expression character value is. So the character is C1. So you can. So this is the how you are getting character. Now I'm going to do some more calculations here. So let's see now what will happen. I want integer number of C1. So integer number I want. Integer number of C1. I assigned C1 value, but you are not getting the error here. Why? This is a 16-bit. So character, if you assign to integer, what will happen? That character integer number will go and store here, right? So that is what happened. So output value is. So just put output. So that is one thing. And I want to show you. I will add C plus X, and that character I want. That character I want. So how you can get it? See, I want. So adding C and X values. So it will give you new character. So what you will get? Can you sum 97 plus 15? What is the character you will see? Char C2 equal to C plus X. I'm using all these variables, but C plus X, if you do, is an integer number you will get. But you assign to left side character. That's why you have to do a typecast. Now let's see what is the output. C plus X expression output is plus C2. So then maybe I'll say typecasting demo. I'll put otherwise, right? Typecast demo. That's easy, right? Typecast demo. So typecast, because we are mostly doing a typecasting only here. So meaningful, what you are doing inside that name you have to put for your method. Typecast demo. Typecasting we are doing mostly. So now you see that another one. So int result equal to f1. See, what is the f1 value? This one. And I'm assigning to int result. So assign float f1 value to integer. So why it is throwing error here? What is the reason? What is the reason?
Not into
So data types are not matching here, right? Right side float data type, but left side, what is the your variable data type? Integer.
Integer.
Both are different data types. That's why you are getting a type mismatch. Now what you need to do? Your typecast. Convert the float into integer. F1 integer value is the 5.5. What is the integer value? 5, right? Otherwise 5.5. Otherwise I'll do 6.5, so that you will also get no proper result. So this is how you can write your all logics you can build. So you can put the code in the order, select the code, all the control A, control shift F. The code will format in the same line. You will get code. See, these are in the same line. End bracket also here. This method end bracket to this method end bracket to this all in the same line. So these are also you can see all in the same line. How you can do that? Control A first to select all the control shift F. It will format the code. So all will come in the proper order. Okay, that's the first method is done. So just I want to create a void method without parameters that I created. Now second method. What is the second method syntax? Access modifier with void with parameters, right? Second modifier void method name parenthesis. So logic. Parameters are missing. I have to write a parameters. Two parameters I'll take. So data type P1. So data type P2. That's it. So I'll take a public for this access modifier. See, here I used private access modifier. Here I am using public. So public after what is the access modifier is done. I given the values for access modifier. I given one of the access modifier. Then what is the next? Void. So right. Follow the formula and it is very, very easy to write the code. Void after what is there? Method name. So, but you should know what you are doing. So what method you want to write? What is the method you want to develop? Method, something you are writing a reusable code that can be reused everywhere, right? So now method name is, I want to swap any given two integers with third variable. Yesterday we did without third variable, right? Now we didn't use any other variable, only a, b only we used. But in this program, this is another very important logic I'm going to use in the arrays program. Arrays, you want to swap between two numbers. How you can swap? So without any same variable, but you have to use a third variable. So you can swap third variable content. So swap with the third variable. Swap with the third variable, you swap. With third variable. So all these small logics I'm giving, but these are used in the bigger programs. Please catch all this, small things, but I'm going very small logics and you're going to use a bigger programs. Every program I'm going to use there. These are all logics into Y. So right, before swapping, what is the X value and B value? Before swapping, X value is X value is not required, just put a colon. This string plus X. Again plus, you want to join Y value is plus Y. Now I will declare now logic I am building now. So this is a very easy to swap. Okay, easy to swap. So let me build document comment for this. You got automatically parameter X, so parameter Y. So this I'll put it there. Okay. Now, so I'll write a definition what this method is doing. So that's a document comment. This method swaps given two integers using third variable. So that's a definition I'm telling what this method is doing. I'm telling here in the description, so the whoever new person comes, he can understand what is the syntax of this method. So this is the parameterized method. Two input values you have to give wherever you are calling this method. So now third variable int temporary variable. I will assign X value to temporary variable. That's the first step. Then assign the Y value to X. See, all assignment operator, you are not doing any other. Then you assign the temporary variable to Y. Done. You first place it X value you are copying to temporary variable. First step. Then what you are doing? Y value you are copying into X. So X now contains Y value. Now what you are doing? Temporary variable value you are copying to Y. So temporary variable what we stored? X value, right? So this X value will come into Y. See how easy, only with assignment operator. You are not doing any other things also. Just a very simple logic we build it. That's it. Now it is done. Swapping is done. See how easy these are all logics. That's why you should know what is meant by assignment operator. What is the purpose? What it will do? I have given very clearly. If you understand that, the meaning is a very important here. So the right side value will copy to left side variable. So now temp contains X value. So X contains Y value. So Y contains temporary variable value. So simple. Just 4 lines, just with assignment operator. That's a void method is done with parameters. Next. What is the next logic? A method without void, without parameters we need to develop. So I'm going to develop a method. It has to return a dynamic integer numbers between 1 to 100. Random numbers. 1 to 100, I want to generate random numbers. So last class, what we generated? 0 to 1, right? Right? Now this program, I'm going to write 1 to 100, it has to generate a random numbers. 1 to 100, it has to generate the random numbers. Between 1 and 100, in between that only, it has to generate the random numbers. How can you generate? So I'm going to create again non-static methods. So with access modifier. So data type. So you should not use void, right? Data type, method name. So parenthesis, curly bracket, logic, return value. Which value you want to return? That value. That access modifier, I will use protected. Protected. Data type, I want integer numbers. So integer and get random integer value. Get random integer value. So in 1 to 100. So it's, if you want, you write. Otherwise, so not required. You can see simply I'm writing. Started executing this method name. So you can understand where my method is starting. How can I generate the random numbers? Generally, you tell me, I have given already in the last class. How we are generating a random numbers?
By using mapped at random.
That's always fixed using math class random method. Same I'm going to use. There is no extra logic. The logic is common everywhere. Okay. So, but I want integer, right? Int rand value equal to, I have to write again math dot random method. So this is returning a double, but I assign to which one? Integer I assign. Then what you need to do? You have to typecast it, right? Double, your right side value is giving a double, but you want which one? You want integer value. But you want in 1 to 100 only. So multiply with 100 over. Okay. Now add cast to integer. So everything is done now. What we did again, please understand, math.random will give you double data, right? So double data multiply by 100. Again, you will get a 2 decimals will shift, left side. 2 decimals dot, still decimal values are there. But I want to remove that decimal values. Then what I'm doing? I'm converting this entire double into integer format. Suppose you got a, just understand, you got a 0.765431 like that. Now if you would do multiply with 100, what will happen? What you will get? 76.54322, right? But now if I convert this into integer, what is the integer number in this?
76.
That's it.
7.5.
So 70, why 0.5 is there? That is a decimal. Only integer number in this is
76.
the left part of the decimal before. The dot is there, a dot before whatever is, that's a integer number. This is all called decimals. But this is the integer number. In this double data, the integer number is 76. Now we are converting into integer, right? So this entire number. So that's why you'll get a 76 here. That you return it. Is it clear? So which one you want to return? This is the one. So return that. Over. How easy. See, yesterday logic only I used it, but little bit twist, little bit modified that. Now, sir, I want to customize this. I want to generate 1 to 10 only. How can you do that? Do I need to write one more method? I want to generate 1 to 10 means if you give single digit random number. If you put 1 to 100, you will get a 2 digits random number. But if you want to 3 digits random numbers, you want to multiply with 1000. So, but I cannot write everything, right? Then what I need to do? So this is the parameter here. You make the parameter. So you take one so integer parameter and put it here. So this parameter only I am calling here. So now you give parameter in tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, something like that. So it will generate the random numbers. If you give 1 to 10, it will generate the single digit random number. If you give 1 to 100, 2 digits, not decimal, 2 digits random number will generate. That's this. You take up this a parameterized method you create, and so make it a task for you. So what is the task? Create a parameter. Make a note that program what you need to do. Write a program to generate the random integer in given range. If you give your parameter value 10, it will generate the single 1 to 10 random number. If you give 100, it will generate the, so that is the parameter, this parameterized method. You give for the method as an input. So input is your parameter. You can take int, so input, the parameter name, you can take anything, right? You can take, you have to create same method with a parameter. What you need to do, one parameter you take here, and this place, instead of 100 or 10, you put that parameter name, whatever the parameter you are writing there, you put it here. Remaining code, everything same. While calling this method, you will give that parameter, right? While calling the method. So that's the task for you. Okay, last method quickly write. So I need to write it. So this one, let me put, so return type method. So generate the random numbers here I given. So the task you understood, right? What you need to do. So this method generates random integer value from 1 to 100. But I have a hard coded here 1 to 100. I don't want hard code. So for example, somebody wants to generate the random number in 1 to 10 only. Your method should work. If somebody gives n value as a 100, it should work your method. Same, you should not write another method. Same method should work. If somebody gives 1000, that your input you are changing only, but not the logic, right? So that parameterized method you create, same, everything same. Only extra you will get here, parameter. Int n or int range, whatever it is, int input, that parameter name will come here. That's it. Even entire code I explained. So please write and send it. The last method I want to write is, so access modifier. So data type, method name. So data type P1, comma. So data type P2. So logic. So return value. So with parameters I'm doing now. So protected is done, public is done, private is done. What left now? Default. So access modifier place, I'll put a default. I want to return max value in the given float values. I'll give you a float values. In that, which is the maximum? Given two float numbers, which is the maximum? That I have to return. So let's put data type. So return type is a float. This method will return. So get max float value. So in the out of float F1, float F2. Two float values you are giving. In that, you have to find out which is the maximum. So you do a lot of things, finding the max float value in F1 and F2. How can you do that? So this is again float max value equal to, so math part in the math class, you have all the ready-made methods. So max, see, max method is there. So max float values you can find out. If you give integer numbers, in another method also there. See, different methods they created. So if you give float numbers, this method will work out. So then pass the F1 value and F2 value for this max method. This is also return type method, right? See, this method is returning a float data. Return type of the method, variable equal to class name dot return type static method, but parameterized method. That's why you are giving a parameter, F1 parameter, F2 parameter. So again, return type methods are coming there. One method inside another return type method you are calling. So it's all logics, you can build it, return it. That's it. So you create a lot of methods here. In math class, you are seeing a lot of, right? So take the parameterized methods for integers or long, and the same way there is a min method also. You can see there is a min method also. Math dot, even you have min method also. So you write all this, at least one method you practice. One max method or one min method you practice, and return type method you write again. See, this is the return type method. This is the return type method. So return type method means data type. So variable. Yesterday's programs again we are using class name dot return type static method. But here parameters. P1 value, comma P2 value. This is what I'm giving, right? So see, I called this max method is returning a float data. Variable name I have given my own variable. So then equal to which class this method is there? Math class. That class name dot what is the method name? Max. Max method. I have to give max method accepts two parameters. One is F1 and second one is F2. So I have given. In these two, it will find out. Max method will find out which is the max number, F1 or F2. So that will store here. Then that you are returning. This max value you are returning. Same you do for the one minimum, one max. So that you will get a confidence. See, again, yesterday's formulas are coming or not, you see that. Sri Lakshmi, you know, I told you, right? Everywhere same formulas will return. If you want this logic, you have to call the same formula we are using. All math class, everything is a static method. No non-static methods. Sir, can you call non-static method instead of static methods? Why not? You can use one method inside another method. I told you static, you can call in both the methods, right? Static as well as non-static. Both places we can call. But we are calling directly. With the class name you are calling. So static belongs to class. This is the example. Static variable or static method of other class. Always you have to refer with C. Math.random. If you want to generate random number, this is the logic. Static methods also will be there. There is no rule. Only you should have a non-static. If you want to generate the random numbers, this is the global logic you have to use. That's it. There is no non-static method in the math class. Every method in this math class is a static methods. Each and every method is a static method in the math class. No non-static methods. It depends on, okay, so it depends on where you want. So, but the formulas, yesterday's formulas again using here. Okay, so that's all methods we developed now. But calling process I'll explain tomorrow. Okay, yeah, thank you.